All right, coming to your yoga mat, yoga chair. Seated, easy pose, cross-legged, or whatever's easy for you this morning. And, encourage you to try something different, maybe a different configuration of your legs. Maybe use a bolster or pillow. And we'll start by centering. So rolling out the thigh bones, creating that connection to the surface beneath you. Drawing the chin in, shoulders back, triggering alignment of the spine. As the pelvic floor lifts, the belly button contracts and the heart also lifts. So we draw all the energy up from the root chakra. We start to come up the chakra chain with our intention, with our awareness, lifting up out of the earth, the foundation, and rising up through the crown of the head. Start to relax the body. So notice where your tension, where you're tensing, where you're gripping. And take another deep breath in through the nose here. Soften your eyes. If you want to close them, that's good too. And complete exhale. Just transitioning from the outside world to the inside world. One more deep breath in. And exhale, start to create small movements. So just circles is an option, ovals. Can sway side to side or front to back. And just taking your time. Increasing the circles with each breath, maybe every round or so. Allow the shoulders and the arms to express as well. So a little bit of extension, maybe some rotation. And then switch directions. Maybe swing back and forth anywhere it feels right. Good. And let's come back to center and we'll all together start to move back and forth, forward and back with the spine extending and contracting. Small movements at first, and then just build up to 2 or 3 nice full movements here. Next time you're all the way back, bring your hands, if you're seated on the floor, to your shins or on the chair, if you're in the chair. Then start to walk your hands in front of you onto the floor. So palms are down, and then we'll continue to walk the hands one handprint at a time. We continue to walk forward with the hands. You can take smaller handprints if you want. And then pause wherever you feel like there's a good amount of sensation. You're not at your fullest extension yet, but it's pretty comfortable where you stop. And then press into the hands. We'll press the tailbone back, chin to chest. And inhale forward. Extend the heart forward. A little bit more stretch here as you send the tailbone back. And then chin to chest again, a little rounding of the spine. And breathe. Maybe take the hands a little bit further out here. And if it's available to you, maybe the elbows start to come down towards the floor. And here, just rest anywhere that you land in the fullest extension. And see if there's any softness you can create here. Just releasing. And then when that's finished, go ahead and bring your hands, walk your hands back towards you. Slowly incorporate coming back upright again, step by step. And switch the legs around if you want a little bit of a difference there. We'll take the arms out to the side and up overhead. Once you're fully upright, and then exhale, sun breath. So just wiggling the fingers, palms flipping up and down. And we'll inhale on the way up. All the way Up, one breath, and exhale all the way down, one exhale. All right, let's go up again. Deep breath in all the way up. This time, allow the palms to touch overhead. Now, if there's any shoulder stiffness or mobility concerns, you can keep your arms down by your side for this one as well. We'll start by tilting to the right side. Just reaching over to the right side, holding it here, softening the left hip down. Draw the chin in so we're not extending the neck here. So draw everything back so that you're still stacked over your hips. Tendency might be to lean forward. Another deep breath in. On this exhale, simply release the right arm down to the floor and let the left arm continue to reach towards the right side. A little bit deeper. Good. When that feels far enough, bring the right hand back up and then back up to center where the hands meet, if the hands are overhead. And then we'll exhale to the other side. Lean to the left. Extend here, both arms. Releasing the left hand down this time to the floor. Almost like support, but you're still pressing the floor away and extending the right arm. The left hand is there to kind of keep the left side, the lower side of your body from collapsing. We don't need to go all the way down, but you can go a little bit further towards the wall on the side of the room. Good. And then inhale, come back up, left hand rises, and then both hands come up together. Deep breath in. Slide the hands down the center, land right in front of the heart, and pause. Deep breath in. Release the arms down. Inhale, both arms reach out and up overhead. Palms back to the heart. Interlace the fingers here. We'll take the hands behind the head and just cup the head in the hands there. Send the elbows back, pressing the head into the hands, hands into the head. Breathe in. Good. Start to lift the crown of the head to the ceiling so the gaze is forward, elbows stay back, and then draw your right elbow towards the back wall. So you start to little twist here. Deep breath in. Crown of the head stays lifting, so we stay nice and tall through the spine. Inhale back to center. Okay. And then exhale, draw the left elbow back. And inhale back to center. And release the hands right back down. And we'll extend the legs here. Go ahead and extend the legs out in front. Give them a nice stretch. Little rub. We can do some tapping today. So just using the palms of your hands or little fists or even flat hands, whatever feels right. And we'll just start tapping away, tapping down the legs, up the legs, one leg at a time, both legs, whatever kind of shows up here. Give them a nice tap. You can bend the legs and maybe even get a couple spots underneath the legs. And then up around the hips. And continue on up the body. So the rib cage, maybe even the back, you can get some taps in the back. And as we come up to the collarbone, the breastbone, maybe we start massaging, or maybe the tapping turns into circles, right? And then we'll just take one hand at a time down each arm. Just like an overall body check-in. Tapping's good. Circles are good. Rub your shoulders out, nice. Relax the face and jaw. As you start to feel other parts of your body might respond, right? So we have sensation maybe in the arm, but we notice we're clenching the jaw. So pay attention to the whole body. Come from the neck, little massage around lots of lymph nodes and glands around the neck, under the ears, behind the ears. Be really gentle Just soft caressing. I think we caress our bodies enough. Oiling our bodies, massaging our bodies, dry brushing. Great ways to take care of ourselves, take care of our skin, our muscles, our glands. Beautiful touch. All around the face, eyebrows, sides of the head, back of the head. We're tapping our circles, whatever feels good to you. Today I'm feeling more like circles up here. And sometimes it feels more like tapping. So wherever you are, little pressing in with the hands, the fingertips maybe. Oh, good. All right. When that feels complete, go ahead and just let the arms go. Shake it out a little bit. And let's move to, we'll start our way to our backs. Let's turn to face the short edge of the mat first. And a little bit of core. So a little bit of boat pose. So activating the core. Before we get started, make sure the sit bones are firmly grounded. And then we'll start to lean back, parallel the shins to the floor. And circles the ankles and the toes, nice wiggling. Holding your back of your knees for support. And then when you feel brave and courageous, maybe you let go of one. And maybe you leave go of the other one as well. And then we're holding ourselves here and see if the legs move. See if the arms move, and we can start to extend and expand. We start to come down to the mat. A little bit of tease almost on the way down. And then we get here, it's like, oh, thank you. Reach it out. Deep stretch. Inhale. Exhale. All right, let's bend the knees. Make sure you're in the middle of the mat so you have lots of room. And then just lifting up. So let's start like this. Let's start with the feet together and move the knees apart. Okay, so everyone's going to have a different comfort around this. So go only as far as it feels comfortable. If it starts pinching or you start feeling, uncomfortable, stop there or come back a little bit. And then press down into the feet. So the bottom of your feet are almost facing each other. They're not really on the mat. You're on the outside edges of your feet. They're in the middle. So they're touching. And then we're just going to bring our arms down by the side and start to press into the outside of the feet and see if the hips float off the mat. And if they're floating, go ahead and keep going. Keep pressing, lifting. Nice. And then exhale your hips back down. Good. And then bring the knees up wherever they are, about a third of the way from where they were. And then press down and we'll lift up again. Engage through the whole pelvis, the core, the belly button, the lower back. Arms are helping a little bit, but if you want to release your hands from any effort, maybe bend the elbows and then lower back down. And then another third of the way, we'll go back up again. So the knees are almost touching here. Just pressing down, lifting up. And the next time we're all the way down, heel toe your feet apart until they're hip width distance apart. Now the feet are on the floor, and go ahead and come into a bridge pose, a traditional bridge pose. Press down and lift up. Keep lifting up the spine until you feel like you're up on your shoulders. Keep pressing down, lifting up, and then come back down. Good. So reset here. Bring the heels close to you, and we're going to go right back up into bridge pose. So here the arms can stay down, palms facing down. So wherever they are, wherever your arms are, just in an intentional place. So pressing down or elbows bent and the fingertips pointing to the ceiling. So just don't let them sort of flip and flop around. So some structure you've created, and that's where your intention is. Okay. And so wherever that is, now you're in bridge pose. See if you can take your weight into the right foot, mostly in the right foot, and then start to soften the left glute and the left foot. And then maybe the left leg floats off the ground, the left foot floats off the ground. Just try it. So if it comes up a little bit, then we'll extend the left leg parallel to the right leg. So we're not going to take it up to the sky. It's just more of an angle. And pressing down with the right foot. Keep lifting the hips. It's a little bit challenging. Wiggle the toes and feet and toes and ankle. And then when that feels done, go ahead and bring it back down. And yes, we're going to try the other side. So plant the left foot and extend the right leg. So we point that out parallel to the left leg. So knees are moving in the same, they're like aligned, right? Keep pressing down with the left foot, lifting the hip, wiggle the toes and the ankle, and then bring that foot back down. So let's take a rest, bring the hips back down. On your next exhale, go ahead and press down and lift the hips back up. So try that again. Take the weight in the right foot, and now the left leg goes extended, equal angle to the standing leg. And then maybe the left leg starts to bend. Maybe you bend the left knee and the left foot comes over the top of the right thigh. You can move the left leg around if you want to keep it moving. You can sort of rest it on the right leg. Press down with the right foot, hip lift, open those hips. Let that left hip drop a little bit so you get a little bit of a twist there. And then come back up. So just playing around with your weight, playing around with the strength, bring the left foot back down and lower the hips. So just take a rest. Okay. If you're feeling this in the lower back, as long as it's strengthening kind of sensation, you're still good to go. You're going to keep pressing down the feet. Come back up to bridge, extend the right leg this time. Sometimes when we feel sensation, we think it's pain. If it is pain, that's where you want to stop, of course. But if it's not, and it's just sensation, then you might be building strength. And that's okay. We don't need to avoid that. So bend the right ankle over the left thigh, dropping the right hip for a little bit of a nice twist here. So you're really getting into the outside of the IT band, that external rotation in the hip joint. Press down and lift up the hips once again. And then gently, patiently bring the right foot back down and lower the hips. All right, so notice how that felt. Notice your energy, any kind of thoughts you're having. We're going to release this by walking the feet to the edges of the mat and move the knees from side. Well, let's just take it to one side at a time. So it's going to be real soft, a real slow kind of a twist. Come back to center and then knees to the other side. So rather than washing the knees back and forth, we're just moving in and kind of pausing there. And then come back up to center. We'll do that again and create a little bit more of a spiral in the spine. Maybe extend the arms this time and look out over your opposite shoulder. Inhale back to center. And then to the other side. Just gently letting this energy go. Deep breath in right here. Come on back to center. All right. We're going to just pull both feet off the ground here. So first, we're going to just make sure the lower back is secure, softening the low back. Think about your waistband on your yoga pants, pressing into the mat. And then float one foot off the ground, bring your knee up. And then we're just going to place the hand on that one knee and create some circles. Just sort of keep lubricating that hip joint. All right, and then place that foot down, and we'll do the same little circles with the other side. Keep the opposite side body pinned down. So try not to let the leg carry you away. And then bring up both legs. So bring up the other leg together now and both hands on the knees. And we can do opposite circles. I can do the circles, both knees in the same direction. All right. And then hands on your knees. And let's just rub our hands over the knees, little circles, one way and the other. Slip your hands behind the knees now. So we're all facing the ceiling on the back. If you're in the chair, you can do this with your feet flat on the floor. And if we're on the back, we're looking like we're sitting in a chair on our back. So the knees are bent and the feet are flexed facing the ceiling. Hands are behind the knees. And then start to draw the knees towards the armpits. If you're in the chair, you're leaning the armpits towards the knees. So you're folding forward. And create as much space on the yoga mat as you can. So in other words, spreading the shoulders, the rib cage down, the hips, like taking up more real estate, if you will, across the mat. Walk your hands down your legs towards the ankles. Reach for the ankles, maybe reach for the toes, the outside or inside edges of the feet could be a bit of a reach. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Deep breath in and exhale. See if you can soften here, right here. Whatever you're resisting, let it go with this last breath. Wonderful. And gently release both feet back to the mat. Let's give that a nice long stretch. So extend the legs, extend the arms. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, release. Go ahead and turn over. Roll on over. We'll roll over all the way. Come on up to fours, so table pose. All fours here. Setting up in our foundation for table pose. When you arrive here, start to spread your fingers wide, align your wrist crease with the top edge of the mat. Glance down to ensure your knees are stacked under your hips and your feet directly behind the knees. Okay, so toes are curled under or toes extended back. And I would encourage or suggest or maybe recommend somehow that you kind of go back and forth. So toes extend, toes curled under. This is giving you a nice ankle stretch as well. When the toes are back, see if you can press the top of your ankles into the floor. Okay, and then we'll start in either toes under or extended, and you can move them back and forth as we move the spine. Inhaling, looking forward into cow pose. Really lowering the belly, opening the heart, lifting the tailbone. Exhale, chin to chest, pressing the floor away, curling the toes under, separating the shoulder blades. Good. And then inhale again, lengthen here. Extend. Exhale, round the spine. Wonderful. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. Press the floor away. Really stretch open the heart. Drop the shoulder blades back. And then come on to a neutral spine. Inhale, extend the right arm out in front. So just extend the right arm. Thumb is up, pointing upwards, fingers across the room, like you're shaking someone's hand. So the palm of the hand is towards the midline. Balancing now on the right leg, extend the left leg straight back. And point and flex both of the ankle and the wrist joints. Fingers and toes can wiggle around here. Lift both limbs up to the sky, extend. And on the exhale, bring your right elbow back towards your right rib cage and your left knee towards your left elbow. And then extend. And then contract. So rather than meeting in the middle, we're keeping the limbs on one line. You can do either way, but today we're doing this. And then we're going to extend all the way back. Good. Lengthen, lengthen here. Bend the left knee. Lift the left heel. And if it's in your purview, go ahead and take the right arm, circle it around back, and try to find the left leg. Even if you don't, you can reach back there and then lift both towards the sky. If you find the left toes, go ahead and take that bind, give it a squeeze, and lift the left toe in your hand up towards the sky. And then take your gaze forward. Really nice balance here. My right toes are curled under. I'll keep lifting. And release. How about a child's pose? Send the toes back, heels, knees wide, hips to heels. Keep the arms extended, dropping the chin to chest. Really nice stretch here. Lengthen the breath. And then move your way back up to table pose for the other side. Left arm extends, thumb facing the ceiling. So we have that nice rotation in the shoulder. And then extend the right leg back. Inhale, lengthen here. Exhale, right knee to right elbow, left elbow to left rib cage, and extend again. And exhale. Just a couple of those. And then all the way back out. Full extension, lift both limbs, bend the right knee, and keep lifting the right heel. Swing that left arm around, try to find, either lay it on the back of your left hip, or maybe find the right toes behind you. It can be a little tricky, but it's there. If you're in the bind, if your hand has a hold of your foot, lift the toes towards the ceiling, lift your gaze. Inhale and exhale. All fours back down and another child's pose. Let it go. Any kind of child's pose, any resting pose here. Take it easy. Stack your hands, forehead down. All right, come on back up to all fours. Curl the toes under. So the knees are now under the hips, or still under the hips. We'll extend the right leg straight back. Toes pressing down, press the right heel in, well, press the right toes down and press the right heel back. So stretch in the calf. Nice. Come off the weight of the right toe and go ahead and lift the right leg up. See if you can swing it over what it feels like over there on the other side, left side. So right over the left foot, over to the left side. Look over the left shoulder. And can you see your left toes there? And deep breath in. Back to center and take the left leg or the right leg over to the right side. So now it's extended at the hip, right about the hips, right about the angle of the hip. So you might just stay here. This feels like a nice stretch. Press the right foot down into the floor. If you want to go a little bit, or try a little bit different sensation here, curl the left toes under and start to send the hips back towards the left heel. Deep breath in. Good. Chin to chest, forehead down, and then back up to center. Good. And then here you go. Right knee back to the earth. Come down to your elbows if you need to take a break off the wrists, and or go ahead and extend the left leg. Press into the left toes, press that ankle back, the heel back, stretching through the calf muscle. And then back up. We'll float the left leg this time. And you can just hold it here, or if there's room for it to slide over the right side, place the toes down, and then look over your right shoulder. Soften through the rib cage. Send your hips to the opposite direction, so towards the left. And then back to center. All right, that left leg's going to come back to center and then over to the left side, about hip height there. Foot is down, toes are pointing forward, back toes are curled under. You can stay here, just pressing into that left foot. You might feel just enough sensation. If you want a little bit more or different, send the hips back towards the heels, or the one heel that's behind you. Okay. It just needs a breath or two there. And then bring that left leg back to center, child's pose, hips to heels. And let's take a moment here, stacking the fists, forehead down. Your favorite version of child's pose could be puppy pose, wide kneed, narrow kneed, stacked fist, arms extended, whatever your favorite experience is right here. Inhale and exhale. Okay, I'm going to walk your body back to table pose. So ease your way from child's pose back to table pose. Little cat cow. Lengthen the spine. See how it's feeling back there. Rolling your shoulders, noticing your scapula, the shoulder blades, pressing into the skin, not collapsing, right? All right, preparing for inversion. Curl the toes under, press into the hands, and float the knees off the mat. So this can be our little plank pose, sort of a variation. And you can hold it here or release the knees and come back up. Or hold it here, release the knees, and come back up. Okay, and this time we'll go ahead and extend the back of the legs. Start to extend the legs. So the back of the legs get nice and long. And here we are in our inversion. This upside down, change your perspective, pressing the heels towards the mat. Real nice. Deep breath in, press the heels down, drop into the heels so we can press into the palms of the hands to shift the shoulders. So extend the shoulders, shift the back, the tailbone starts to lift towards the sky, gaze towards the toes. Breathing in and exhaling. Shifting your weight from one foot to the other can be very refreshing. And then when you're ready to start walking your hands back toward your feet, bend the knees as much as you like. Dangling your hands down to the earth. You can interlace your fingers, you can pinch your toes, wrap your hands around your ankles, even take opposite elbows here. Let's see if there's one more moment of letting go, of release. Relax the jaw, the face, let the skin on your face be soft, drooping down towards the ground. And then on your next breath, press down through the bottom of the feet. Knees are slightly bent, and we'll lift up halfway. Let's come to that L shape. Start to extend the back, tailbone back, heart forward. Keep pressing down through the bottom of the feet so you're not crunching into the toes. Make sure the toes are pressing down. And then on the exhale, fold forward again. Different experience, right? Inhale, come halfway up. Extend the arms out to the side. Flap your wings up towards the sky. All right, hands to the hips, bend the knees a bit, and we'll press down and come all the way up. All the way up, nice and slow. Reorient everything to your mountain pose. The feet probably didn't move much if they were hip width distance apart. We might come into a slight bend. Tilt the shoulders back beyond the hips here and tuck the tailbone, or it's a little bit of a tilt, not much of a tuck really. It's a slight downward motion of the sacrum and a slight lift of the pubic bone. Look across a room. So as we gaze now, fix your sights on a focal point. We call it dristi, the place that, we sort of gaze at, sort of get lost in the gaze. But it's also a stability point, something that keeps us balanced or helps us to balance. Drop the arms by your side, spread your palms forward. Imagine the armpits starting to eke out in front. Deep breath in. Can you feel the tingling? Can you feel the energy rising from the bottom of your feet all the way to the crown of your head? All right, and let's take the hands to the hips. We'll take a small step forward with the right foot, short step back with the left. For stargazer pose, take the weight into the left foot with that little bit of an angle, just sort of almost widening the foundation. So only as much as you need to. And then point the right toe, extend the arms out to the side, and start to lift the gaze. Now, here's where your balance starts to get challenged. Maybe squeeze through the inner thighs, shoulders are soft and down, lifting your gaze. Maybe find another focal point, maybe where the wall meets the ceiling. Inhale, lengthen the arms. Exhale, the left arm starts to reach up overhead, opposite the right toes. Extension as far as you can. Nice deep breath. Very good. On the exhale, bring the left arm down. We're adding on a different sequence here. So step into the right foot. Let's take the hands to the hips. Come forward into the right foot, and then bring the left knee up. So the left foot comes off the floor. You can balance here, standing on one leg. You can place the left foot on the inner right shin, and you move it into your tree pose right here. The left toes might want to land on the ground, and that's perfectly good. Still tree pose. Left knee is open, right leg is your foundation, crown of the head is lifting, and then the arms start to lift, expressing your tree branches. Bring the left knee forward, extend the left leg, or any other movement you like, and place the left foot back down to the mat. Great. You can stay here or step back again. Same sequence on the other side. Okay, hands on the hips, step up with the left foot, back with the right, stargazer pose, zipping up from the tip of the left toe all the way up the front of the body to the crown of the head as we start to recline into, mostly the weight is on the right foot. Both arms reach out. Express your gratitude, right? Or your praise, or maybe it's a moment of reflection. Open your heart. And then the right arm might extend overhead, extending left toe, right fingertips. Deep breath in. Inhale, open. Good. On the exhale, we're coming forward into tree pose. So very gently come into the left foot. Hands back to the hips for stability, maybe, as the right knee starts to lift up. Okay, I'll turn to face you. We just open the right knee to tree pose. Right toes can stay grounded. Hold on to a chair or the wall, for stability, support. Express the arms. And bring the right knee out in front again, and extend the right foot. And then back down. Ooh, all right, let that go. Nicely done. Come on back to the short edge of the mat. Hands on your hips. Release any tension from the lower back, right? So soften the hip, tailbone down. Inhale, step up with the right foot, back with the left. Bend into the right knee for just a high lunge, warrior one. So even keeping the left heel down, it could be short stance. If you want a longer stance, separate your feet a little further. Deep breath in, lunge into the right leg. So get that nice stretch through the back, left leg. All right, hands to your hips, changing things up a little bit today. We're going to come up on that back toe. Okay, place the right hand on your right thigh, left hand on your left hip, and then see if we can glide forward a little bit more until the left toe starts to float off the ground. The arms can come back to the side. You can take any arm variation that you like. Gaze can be forward. So we lift the left leg only as far as the torso is floating forward. Good. And then when that's finished, bring it back down, maybe a little more gracefully than that. With control, always try with control. And then come on back down. All right, other side, left foot forward, right leg back, high lunge, bend into the left leg, arms down, both arms reach up. Inhale, palms together. Left hand on the thigh, left thigh, right hand on the right hip. We'll shift forward for a toppling tree on this side. So good firm foundation as the right leg starts to lift. Arms can extend. All right. And back up. And both feet planted. Hands to your heart. Pause here. Notice your energy. Okay. All right, we did some traveling on the mat. So come on back to the short edge of the mat. Hands to the hips. Actually, let's turn to face the long edge of the mat. Hands on the hips. Step with your left foot wide, the right foot wide. Toes can be wider than the heels, or heels can be wider than the toes. It just changes the elements of the legs. I'm going to try toes narrow this time. Just maintain your own comfort. I'm thinking right now that my right tendon might not like this when I fold forward, so I might change it up a little bit. So do what's right for your body. Hands on the hips. Inhale, both arms reach out, up overhead. Exhale, extend the arms out wide. We'll hinge at the hips. You can also place the hands on the hips so we have that visual, that sensation at the hinge. So we're not rounding the spine. We're hinging at the hips forward, forward fold. And then from the flat back, you can stay here if this feels good, or start to bring the hands down if that feels good. Hands can stay on the mat. They can walk back towards the feet. And extend the spine and then start to round the spine. Inhale, come halfway up. And then all the way up. Arms up overhead. Exhale, bring the arms back down. Interlace the hands behind you this time. Lengthen, lift. On the exhale, hinge at the hips, slight bend in the knees, forward fold. Knuckles start to trace up the wall behind you, maybe up to the ceiling, maybe over to the other side of the room. Shimmy the shoulders. Breathe. Bend the knees slightly, press down and lift all the way. Back up. Let it go. Empty coat sleeves, maybe. Shifting side to side. A lot of sensation, a lot of energy rushing through your body. Breathe with it. Notice it. Claim it. It's your energy, your vital source. All right, let's come on back to the short edge of the mat. Sun salutations. Hands to heart center. Inhale. On the exhale, release the arms down, out, and up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse and rise. Look up. Exhale, hands to heart. And go again. Deep breath in, both arms reach back, out and up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse to rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Again, breathe in. Arms lift. Exhale. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse, rise. Whoop, we're going to do one more. Exhale, hands to your heart. And again, breathe in. Both arms reach out and up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Pause here. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale and fold. This time, hands to the mat. Bend the knees, little squat. Walk the hands forward. Support yourself with the knees and come all the way down to face the floor on your tummy, on your mat. Stack the hands, forehead down. Extend the elbows out to the side and the toes to the back edge of the mat. Shimmy your hips from side to side if that feels good. Press the top of the feet into the mat and lengthen from the toes to the crown of the head. Deep breath in. Exhale, press down through the tops of your feet, lifting the head and the hands and the elbows off the mat. Lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Arms can stay where they're at or extend down by your side. Can stay here or lower. Inhale. Exhale, lift. This time, legs lift. Arms reach back. Keep lifting. Everything lifts. Soften your face. Open your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Squeeze the back together. Exhale, release. Stack the hands, forehead down. Soften the breath. Make your way to your backs. On the backs, knees are bent, feet on the floor. Little bridge pose here, arms extended down by your side, heels close to you, and lift the hips off the ground. Coming back to that familiar place. Keep rising up until all the vertebrae are off the ground, way up on the top of the shoulders. Lift the hips, squeeze the glutes. Send your knees to the other side of the room. And then exhale, lower down. Relax your face. Unclench the jaw. Extend your right heel, extend the left heel to the corner edges of the mat. Open the arms wide in T formation. Inhale. Exhale. Bend the left elbow, left hand to the left shoulder, and then we'll slide or glide the left hand across the top of the body and down the right arm. Keeping the head on the ground, reaching your left hand as far as you can, maybe with the intention of getting to the other palm, or maybe even passing the other palm. Breathing in, keep the head down if you can. It's okay if the left hip lifts up, but soften through the core. Let the stretch, let the twist happen. And release. Come all the way back down. Sweep it across your left hand across your body. over to the extended side, and then the right elbow bends and glides right on down the left arm. Very good. Lower the head if you can. Reach it a little bit further. Relax into the rib cage. Allow the twist. Come on back. All the way back down. Bend your knees and bring your feet to the floor. Hug your knees to your chest. Just a little rocking side to side. Take any other shape or movements your body needs. We come to close our practice. When you're complete, come on into Shavasana. Shavasana to rest. Shavasana to marinate in the energy of the practice. To incorporate, marinate, and simply be. It's really valuable to take the time, the close of class, in stillness, rather than jumping up and rolling up our mats. It's a place, it's a gift. It's sort of a gift of stillness where we're allowed to just be without any expectations, without anywhere to go. There's nothing to do. There's nowhere to go. And start to let go of your whole practice through a guided relaxation. We'll start at the crown of the head, relaxing the crown of the head, softening the eyebrows, the forehead, the cheeks, the sides of the head. The jaw. And your shoulders. Elbows, wrists, hands, palms of the hands, back of the hands, fingers and thumbs. And the rest of the body, now the core, the hips, the legs, knees, lower legs, ankles, toes, bottom of your feet, the whole body from the crown of your head to the tip of your toes. Patience visited me, and it reminded me that good things take time to come to fruition and grow slowly with stability. Peace visited me, and it reminded me that I may remain calm through the storms of life, regardless of the chaos surrounding me. Hope visited me, and it reminded me that better times lay ahead and would always be there to guide and uplift me. Humility visited me, and it reminded me that I may achieve it not by trying to shrink myself and make myself less, but by focusing on serving the world and uplifting those around me. Kindness visited me, and it reminded me to be more gentle, forgiving, and compassionate toward myself and those surrounding me. Confidence visited me, and it reminded me to not conceal or suppress my gifts and talents in order to make others feel more comfortable, but to embrace what makes me, me. Focus visited me, and it reminded me that other people's insecurities and judgments about me are not my problem, and I should redirect my attention from others back to me. Freedom visited me, and it reminded me that no one has control over my mindset, thoughts, and well-being but me. And love visited me, and it reminded me that I need not search for it in others, as it lies within me. And love visited me, and it reminded me that I need not search for it in others, as it lies within me. Hmm. Very gently now start to guide your awareness to your breath. Notice the inhale, notice the exhale. Notice your body now as you start to create movement, lifting your eyebrows or smiling, moving your head from side to side, and maybe even rolling to one side. And then pausing here wherever you are for one more moment alone in the privacy of your own thoughts, noticing the benefits of this ancient practice, noticing the changes that may have occurred in your body, in your mind, in your soul, changes that you may or may not even be aware of. And then when you're ready, if you haven't already, press your way to seated. And we'll close practice today by chanting the sacred sound of Om. Om is the sound of all living things. We chant Om out of a sign of respect to our practice and to each other. Reminds us that we are connected and that we are never alone. First, we'll take a cleansing breath. Deep inhale here. And exhale. After this next inhale, we'll Om together. Belly soft, voice is strong. Deep breath in. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the dedication you have of showing up for your practice, for spending time with me, with each other, and especially for yourself. The divine light in me recognizes and bows to the same divine light in each and every one of you. Jai Bhagwan and Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste.
Namaste. Mm-hmm. Thank you, everybody. Yeah.